We're recording. So welcome everybody to Wednesday night Team B call. We have been hosting this consistently for a while now and getting guest speakers on that have been very successful in the business. And I know we've been getting some amazing feedback from you guys that you love hearing the stories and just hearing those little tidbits about, you know, how they did it, how they pushed to the top, how they're staying in the game, being on the top. And we've got a lot of people that have a lot of goals going into St. Louis. Some of them are gunning for NMD, some of them are gunning for QNMD, some of them are gunning for, you know, club levels. So it's so great to have speakers like Courtney that, you know, mom of 5, that figured out that she was not using her kids as an excuse not to do this business. She used it as a reason why to do this business and went to the top. And Courtney's gone through a lot of change in the last while, big time, and she's still moving in this business despite all the changes. So Courtney, we're just very grateful that you could be on the call. We usually keep this to about 30 minutes, and I know that your life is really busy. So we just want to hear from you and share a little bit about your journey to the top and you know, how you stay in the game.
I'll tell you what, it's a challenge sometimes. I mean, I will, you guys, for those of you who know me at all, I'm very real. I don't sugarcoat anything. Anything worth having is worth working for. You know, if it comes easy, then you have to double think what you're doing. And so, yeah, I have 3 kids upstairs that hopefully, fingers crossed, won't be coming downstairs. I just walked in from an event, and I've got another event at 9:30 online. I mean, that, you know, a lot of my teammates, and I'll go back and share my story, but a lot of my rising leaders will say to me, what does it take? And I say, it takes all out massive action. It takes a decision. And I always ask my teammates when I say, what do you want? And they say, I want this. And I say, okay, great. So what are you willing to do to get it? And if you're not willing to do that, because it does take some sacrifice, it does take you saying no to some things and saying yes to this right now so that you can say yes to everything in the future. You know, you have to make that decision in your mind. So I'll say to my teammate, do you want this? They say yes. And I say, now once you decide this, once you say you want to do this, there's no turning back. There's no saying, I didn't do it. There's no saying I didn't make it. We make it. We don't make excuses. We make it happen. And so that's kind of how we are in our team, is that they know when I ask that question, I mean it. Because that means I'm investing my time. Not that my time's any more valuable than theirs, but I don't want to waste their time. I want to make sure that if we're going to be doing this, we're both on the same, with the same mindset of goals going to be achieved no matter what. So that's kind of the mindset of my team right now. So I'll just get back a little bit and just share with you kind of from that senior sales, going for senior sales coordinator and above, and club levels and all of that. You know, my journey has been a little bit kind of all over the place. I think I've kind of encompassed all of the company, if you will, from those people who slow track, that maybe fast track and then had a little hiccup in the road and took a little longer to get to things than they wanted to, and then they went really fast, and that's all over the place. So, so from my perspective, in my life, whether some of you will agree with this or understand this or not, I kind of always quit going for the big stuff for fear of failure. So when I hit sales coordinator, I was kind of cruising. I mean, I was in well over VF and had no VFs. I slow track. They just come out with a fast track to sales coordinator when I was in that phase. So I had done the old way and the slow track, and I had probably 70 customers. I mean, I loved the product. I was rocking, but I didn't have anybody doing the business with me. I had no upline support. My sponsor kind of dropped out of the business. I didn't know anybody above her. And so I was kind of cruising. I remember my upline NMD calling me, Karen Fowler, who said, she called me and she was like, Courtney, I noticed that your numbers are kind of dropping a little bit. Cause I was probably like almost 4,000 in volume. And she said, they're kind of dropping. And I remember I answered the phone. I was in my middle of my workout in my workout room. And I started to cry. And I was like, I didn't sign up to do this by myself. I've never done a business like this before. And I don't want to be alone doing it. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's next. Nobody's helping me. And she said, I'll help you. And I say that, and I tell this story to people because it's made me the leader that I am today. My team's motto is no teammate gets left behind. Nobody. I don't care who in the big wigs of the big wigs tells you if they're not workers, move on next. Listen, I could have been looked at as a non-worker, you know, because I wasn't growing super fast. I wasn't doing massive things. I didn't have anybody helping me. I was 5 down from her, from my upline national marketing director, 5 down. I was her 5th generation. She didn't even know who I was. But I decided at that point, when she said, I'll help you. We'll get to 39 club, 100 club, and on wherever you want to go, I'm with you. And that turned me around. I was quitting the business. All right. So when I started going for senior sales coordinator, I remember it was February. Conference was in March that year. And it was in February, it was the end of February. And I was going for a run with one of my friends. And I looked at her and I go, this is when I quit. I recognized it. This is when I quit. This is hard. I gotta do events every night. I gotta call these people. I gotta get teammates to where they need to be. There's all these balls in the air. It's hard, and I don't know if I can do it. And if I just quit now, I don't fail. People go, oh, well, she was good at it, and she just moved on to the next thing. Oh, she had 5 kids. Oh, there's always a reason, an excuse. This is when I quit. And I looked at my friend and I said, I'm not quitting. Fear will not take me. And that has been my push through every single promotion. Because every promotion comes along the way where you go, this is hard. Nobody told me it was going to be this hard. Listen, it takes work. Anything you want takes work. Pushing a baby out of your belly takes work. Right? It doesn't matter what it is. Running a marathon, lifting weights, whatever it is, it takes work. You know, if you're going to grow and develop, you've got to work for it. And so that was one thing that I learned is to push past the fear. So that lesson in pushing past the fear took me forward in life. It took me forward in my business. And I'll just share just a brief bit about this. I won't go into any details. Don't need to. But my plan B, which was this business, because I'm a personal trainer and first and foremost a mom, was my plan B. It was going to be the retirement income, the vacation income, I'm going to buy shoes and designer clothes income. It was that. And life took a turn. And like Nicole said, I've been through a lot, and probably the last 2 years. But 8 months ago, I became a single mom and of 5 children. And you want to talk about scary? You want to talk about I've never lived on my own in my entire life, and all of a sudden my plan B is my plan A. What I love about this business is that I have never had a full-time job outside of personal training. I have never supported myself ever. But this company and this business gave me hope. It gave me vision for a future, and it gave me security. I mean, the vice president of the company calls me every month to check on me to see how I am. Who do you know that does that in any corporation? I'm a contractor, right? I mean, who does that? He wants to make sure that I'm okay, that my mom who's battling breast cancer is okay. Does he need to help me with anything? This company has my back. You know, I never imagined the situation. So what happened, and I'm going to kind of bridge into this, is that I'm a driver. I don't know about any of you on the line, but I am a goal setter. I see a goal and I go get it. I push and I push and I push. I'm a carrot chaser. You put that carrot out in front of me, I'm going to chase it until I hit it. And so I've always been that way. But when you become, where you have a transition life, it doesn't mean that it's what I'm doing. It might just be a transition. It might be moving to a different city or moving to a new home and you have a new work environment, whatever it may be. You have to give yourself some grace. And the grace that I gave myself was, I need to heal, but I need to continue to grow. And this business allowed me to do that. And if I can tell you anything about our culture and our community, and I can tell this team's the same way, is that my team wrapped their arms around me. And I say this to you all because remember I said no teammate gets left behind? I reached out to every single teammate. I have, I don't know, 600, 700 teammates in my team. Everybody knows who I am, not because I'm anything special, because I made them feel special, because they are special. I don't care if they just got their family started on the product. I don't care if they're going for national marketing director. Everybody matters. People matter. And when you do that, and when you give back to your team, they will in turn give back to you, meaning they will look up to you and say, I want to be like you. I want to do this, not because you're anything special, but because you inspired me. Because remember, our mission is to inspire healthy living, to help people realize their dreams, right? So when my life happened, when life happened for me, my team wrapped their arms around me, furnished an entire house for me, moved me out and put me into a home, took me in a place where I couldn't move and couldn't breathe, and brought me back to life again. So I say community. So yes, we're going for promotions, we're going for that, but don't forget the people. People matter. And it doesn't matter if they're one of the people that are going to help you get to where you're going or not. They matter in your business. And I promise you, when you make them count, when you make them matter, it'll come back and it'll help you in the future. Those people are going to be your leaders because they're going to see the culture that we're in. I protect our culture with everything in me. I won't let anything get into it and mess it up. I won't. Because I don't know about you guys, but I joined this business because the company matched my morals, my integrities, my values in life. And I think that we have to hold that up. And when you do that, your business is going to grow. So what does it take? And I'll tell you right now where I'm in life. I am a new person. I am super happy and joyful. And I am going for every dream that I've ever had. There's nothing holding me back. Nothing. It takes work. It takes 3 and 4 and sometimes 5 events in a day. This is my 3rd event today, and I've got another one after it. And it's okay. It doesn't matter. When I was going for NMD, I was up till 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. I was back up at 5:30 in the morning with my kids. Because what's your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want what you want? Sometimes it has nothing to do with the business. Maybe it's that your kid wants to go to an Ivy League school. Or maybe it's that you've never had a vacation in your entire life and you're ready for a vacation. What is your why? If you don't dig deep and figure out why the heck you're doing what you're doing, it's easy to quit. Figure out why you're doing what you're doing. I always say to my teammates, I have a brand new teammate, never burned bridges. She knew me when she was 13 and I was 23 and I was personal training on the fitness floor. And she said, I remember seeing you saying, I want to be like her one day. Last week she joined my team because she still wants to be like me one day. She's a mom of 2 kids now. But she says to me, she said, I get scared. You say, I need this many orders next month, and I just can't even see myself being successful. There's a lot of people that may not feel like you do. They may not have that positive outlook and saying, I can do anything. Anything's possible. Any mountain, it can be moved. Some people don't see that. They see one customer as a massive impact on their life. And so I say, stop painting the picture so big and start painting the picture smaller. It doesn't mean that you don't see the end goal. You got to see the end goal. You know where you're going, but your focus is one thing at a time. That's why I love our company's mission, the vision of one simple change, right? People can do one thing at a time. Be mindful of your teammates. So when I say know your teammates, reach out to them. They matter. Find out how they work. because you can certainly scare them off by telling them they need 17 trio orders in order to have a qualified business, right? That's what it is in Canada, I think. For here, it's 25. She's like, I can't even imagine getting 12, let alone 25. I said, how about we talk about your friend that's interested? Let's talk about her. And then we'll talk about the next friend and then the next friend, right? You've got to be able to work with your team, see their vision, come alongside of them, work with them and meet them where they're at. I promise you, you'll hit every goal, every dream you've ever had. I promise you, you will. Sometimes it takes a little bit of patience. And then for us that are go-getters, what that does is it gives us personal development as leaders to have a little patience, to have a little kindness. And that's where I am with people, is that I'm kind. Listen, sometimes life happens to people, and I can't beat myself up, and I can't beat them up. I'm going to love them no matter what, and I'll be here when they get to the other side of whatever's happening in life. Don't burn your bridges. Love everyone, and you'll hit your goals. You just got to know where you're going. So hopefully that helps some.
Absolutely. I know we've got about 5 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Courtney before she leaves us in about 5 minutes? Anybody?
Hard. No.
Okay. I think that, you know, that.
Do you have questions?
With that?
Do you have questions? Because sometimes the leader has questions for the team.
We always have questions. What advice could you give people as they head into the month of September, going for their goals? What could you suggest of what their daily method of operation could potentially look like? And I'm just looking around the room, and we've got a lot of moms on here. Some of them work full-time, some of them work part-time, and some of them are doing this full-time. So there is a variety of team members on here. But what advice would you give them? Because September is typically our largest month of the entire year. So it's totally their opportunity to shine and hammer in on the opportunity. But what should they do?
I love that. So September is my favorite month of the year for sure. And this is what I teach my team is events. And so everything's an event. And so with my teammates, what I do is I'm already sat down with them this past week. And so they know what they need in September, how many trio orders they need to achieve, what their structure needs to be. And so what we do from there is that we set up the events to help them fill in those orders. Super simple. I say this, for those of you who work full-time, or part-time, or maybe you're full-time mommies and you're trying to do this in between balancing the kids, is that everything's an event. We utilize three-way phone calls a lot. I had a lot of new mommies that work with me, and I'd say just put them on the phone with me, and they would mute their line so they could take care of their kids, put it on speaker, and I did all the talking because my kids were a little bit older. Utilize those three-way calls. Utilize these Facebook events we're doing. I don't know if you guys have done them or not, but this is what I'm doing in 2 minutes, is a Facebook Live event. It's a private event, and I'm doing a live product storytelling and sharing. It's a live event. I did lunchbox, back to school lunchbox packing with it as well, with my kids involved in it. And it's a live event. So it's one of the Facebook Lives, but it's private. We don't want to be, blasting this on our Facebook pages, but it works so well. And so that works great for mommies or for those that work full time. I'm doing it at 9:30 at night, right? So kids are in bed and I'm getting to share and really changing lives. So don't get hung up in having an event at a wine bar or at your home where you have to clean the house. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be a phone call. It could be messaging. Maybe people are just big messengers. And then it also can be that online event or Zoom event. We're doing a lot of those. And so I ask people 3 questions. What do you want? When do you want it? And what are you willing to do to get it? And so you have to be able to work around. All excuses are equal. Doesn't matter if you're working. Doesn't matter if you have kids in dirty diapers to change. It doesn't matter if, life happens. If you want it bad enough, you'll work around that. I worked around it. I got to national marketing director while I was helping my mom battle cancer. Well, I had, kids 12 and under. It was 5 kids 12 and under. It was chaos. But you do what you have to do when you want it bad enough. So events, events, events. That is the key this month. Prepare now so you'll be prepared then. Muted, baby.
You for a sec. Okay. Thank you, Courtney. I know that you have to go, so I will let you go and we'll just wrap up on our team. We love you. We'll see you soon at conference.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. It's such an honor. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Bye. Okay, team, you can stay on for a sec. I just want to let everybody know, if you haven't already gone on to our new, revised, our team page or website is being revised. But Nicole Webb has put all of the events in the September calendar. So I just want to encourage everybody to make sure that you are clear on all the big events for September. And that would be including the Sandy B Tour, our Back to School panel, our Bob Image coming up on the 25th. Every Monday night at 9 o'clock, we're doing our live Zoom call, which is the first 30 minutes is our T30 education, and then about 15 to 20 minutes for introducing people to the business. We've been having a lot of success with those. What else? And then at the end of September, we're ending our Power of 5 tour in Aurora, which should probably be our largest tour with number-wise. So there's a lot of exciting events, and I'm just getting buzz of this live Facebook. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm been talking to a couple people, and I think I'm gonna attempt doing the first live Facebook private group. I got to figure it out, but as Melissa and I have learned in this business, we just have to jump in and figure it out. But we're excited. There's always new ways to learn how to build this business. And I just encourage you guys to fill your calendar and go for your goals. I know that some of you are going for some big goals this month. So last day for orders for qualification is Thursday, which is tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So if you are gunning for any type of bonus or promotion, you have till 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to make sure that your numbers are in the office. I'm going to open it up. Do you guys have any questions or comments before we say goodbye? Nope. You guys are so quiet. Okay, that's awesome. Enjoy the long weekend, the last long weekend before back to school here in Ontario. And look forward to seeing everybody at the events in September.
Bye, Nicole. Love you.
Bye.